Hello there and welcome to CNR Extra, coming to you live from our studios at number 5, Ola Hansen Lane, Tesano, Accra. My name is Philip Latte. Coming up, race to be part of the first 5 aspirants to be presented for NPP's November 4 delegate polls intensify with a week to Super Delegate Conference.
You can be rest assured that all the effort and energy and work being put in by the Vice President and his team is to win massively the 26th August election.
Honorable Dr. Usu Akuri-Akoto message cut across all religions, all tribes, and all parts of the country. It is expected.
Prolonged darkness along Peduase Ayimensa Road attributed to cable thefts.
We happen to see that people cut some of the wires connecting these poles you see in the middle of the road. Most of them you see that they are falling off. Some of them you go and you see that wires are hanging.
Residents of New Japan North and South municipalities vow to stage protests until roads are made more travel.
Zongo market kwana yejegu aye basani. Yebeye die wo kroma no ntia ye hia common road o mayen. Na fe be bia kwan ne yededa no. Na na de asphalt guso. Se de be ya manfo ba kroma ye fuso kufo di efe.
And later on CNR Extra, Yendi residents accuse contractor of substandard work on Tatale Yendi Zabzugu Tatale Road.
There hasn't been an engineer, a consultant on this road. We are asking, why is the contractor not dressing the sideways of the road?
Once again, you're welcome to CNR Extra here on Citi TV. You can join us with your thoughts, submissions, and comments via WhatsApp line 0204447033. We're also streaming live on Facebook. You can join us there on Citi TV. My name is Philip Latte, and I'm here with Hansen Ajiman. Welcome to the show, my brother.
Thank you, my brother.
It's a beautiful morning.
Yeah,
Monday.
Another week.
Another new week.
Yes.
Anyway, let's bring you the very first story, and that has to do with a race to the flag bearership of the New Patriotic Party. Well, the campaign has intensified. Let's bring you that insight.
Patriotic Party is a week away, and the 10 aspirants campaigning to lead the NPP into the 2024 polls are wrapping up their campaigns. 961 delegates will on Saturday have the responsibility of reducing the number of aspirants to 5 for the November 4 elections. In the following report, Citi News' Hansen Ajiman engages some of the campaign teams of the aspirants on preparations ahead of Saturday's polls.
The 10 aspirants in the past weeks have been touring parts of the country, engaging delegates, party faithfuls, and interested stakeholders on their bid to lead the NPP into the 2024 polls. But before the main polls on November 4, they have to first be part of some 5 aspirants to be selected by a limited number of delegates. 961 of the delegates drawn across the country will on Saturday, August 26, take this decision. The polls are scheduled to take place at centralized locations in each of the 16 regions and another center at the national headquarters. 9 of the aspirants, excluding Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, previously opposed this, citing possible cases of intimidation. But with just a week to the polls, Citi News checks with the camps of the main contenders suggest that their concerns have been greatly addressed. The party recently, in a communique, released modalities including banning of the use of phones at the voting area and other measures to make it difficult to track the identity of a particular vote as means to prevent intimidation before and after the polls. For the campaign team of Alan Chematin, Dr. Efriye Akoto, and Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, these will help in making the polls credible.
the team is satisfied with the quality of the regulation. Be happy. Voters should be happy in the knowledge that their vote is safe and private. Everybody who is going in to vote is protected by the provisions in that their names will not be called out. They will walk in as random. They will vote with complex serial numbers. And after the vote is counted, the box will be sealed and brought to Accra.
At this point, if you look at the guidelines, it has captured all the key elements, and key amongst them is secrecy of vote. Secrecy of vote. And this is why the police is going to search everybody to make sure that there's no cameras or phones to go and snap who you voted for and so on and so forth. And this is why there's going to be the structures that have been put in place to make sure that the EC secures these ballots and bring it to the head office. This is the reason why people are not going to be allowed to bring macho men and influencers on the day of election to the place where these elections are taking place.
I mean, the Vice President's position on this election process is to focus on his campaign and selling his message to the voters and delivering the modalities, organization, and guidelines around the elections to the party and its leadership. Except in a situation where he believes that whatever guideline is being put in place would disenfranchise or would not make the process fair and transparent or would prevent a voter from being able to cast his vote. But so long as there's a guideline that enhances the process, makes the process more transparent, more accountable, he doesn't have any problem with that. And he's been very focused and consistent on his campaign.
Campaign team of Kennedy Ohene Japan who also agree with the modalities, however say the last days of their campaign will be focused on educating the electorates on these modalities.
We are pretty much satisfied, except that we have to let the delegates know that they're not going to face a roll call. Nobody can trail them. We are not going to have, we will have a lot of the things such as alphanumeric type of the voting sheet so that nobody will be able to just go ahead and do that. There will be no telephones that will go inside. We have solved some of their concerns or most of their concerns. Right. There will be no regional intimidation, regional chairman, constituency chairman, or national coming around.
According to the delegates list from the NPP, the Ashanti region is the region with the highest number of delegates, with 119 delegates, followed by the Eastern region with 81 delegates, and Greater Accra region with 55 delegates. The regions with the least of delegates are Ahafo, Savannah, Northeast, and Oti regions, with 30 delegates each. The team of Dr. Efriye Akoto, however, say they have some few unresolved issues with the album.
As far as we are concerned, there are still a few issues with the album, and we have raised the issues in the appropriate courts, and we are sure that it will be resolved in no time.
Are there any of the issues you may be willing to share with us?
No, these are not very wild issues. These have to do with the album, and therefore the right thing to do is to petition the elections committee, which we have done. And we've done several petitions. They responded positively to all of them, so we have no reason to doubt that they will not respond to this one.
As the campaign moves into the final days, the various aspirants are tightening their strategies. Kennedy Ohene Japan's team, who have been to 13 regions so far, are looking at visiting the other 3 and re-engaging delegates across the country.
We are left with only about a few, which is 3 regions, Upper East, North, and Northeast. I mean, as of the time he came back from overseas, he has to deal with the issue of preparing himself for the super delegates. But of course, he's going to see them. He'll be traveling there to meet the relevant people who are going to vote for the super delegates. But we will continue our constituency tour immediately after, I think, the Monday will start the regions I've just mentioned to you.
Dr. Baumia's team, on the other hand, changed strategy from engaging all delegates to focusing on the super delegates.
So far, he's done 154 constituencies. 154 constituencies, and he did that in about 40 days across 5 regions: Greater Accra, Ashanti, Western, Central, and Eastern region. But that has been put on hold. The super delegate is in view now, is in focus now, and he has been doing that also since last Monday. He continues to engage the super delegates between now and the D-Day, which will be the election day on 26th of August.
Dr. Akoto's team says days leading to the polls will be focused on getting their house in order by preparing their agents.
You know, Monday is the last working week before the elections. There's a lot of preparatory work to be done, you know, to put in motion the structures for the campaign for the electoral process. You know that by the guidelines, we are supposed to provide agents, and also to the collation center in the ECR office, we have to get our agents there. There's a lot of mobilizations and work that have to happen the last week before the D-Day.
Ahead of the polls on Saturday, while some of the candidates are only seeking to be part of the first 5,
part of the 5. It just happens that by our rules, we have this situation where we have to go for a special delegates conference, and we are participating in that. But the important thing is that it says 5. So once we are within the 5, which by the grace of God and the belief delegates have in the alarm process, we will be, we will then take it off and take it into November 4th, where Alan will win massively and decisively.
The delegates across the nation are responding positively to the message that Dr. Osofo presents. If you look at it, he's a nationalistic person. He is not campaigning on the basis of religion. He is not campaigning on the basis of tribe. Honorable Dr. Osofo message cut across all religions, all tribes, and all parts of the country. It is expected that he talks across the regions.
We are well prepared, and I think his message has been well received by a lot of the super delegates, and that we will be part of the 5, and that we have planned to go on campaigning immediately thereafter. No doubt about that.
Does he care which number he is in this 5?
If he cares, maybe, but I'm not concerned. As a campaign manager, my job is to make sure that we are in the top 5. But we will actually give a very good appearance and assurance to our actual delegates down there within the 200,000 that we are confident.
The Vice President has been using a two-pronged approach in his campaign. So in the past over 40 days, he's engaged the polling station executives who will be voting on November 4th. So that has been the Vice President setting his eyes on November 4th. But within the period, he's also been engaging the super delegates, which is the constituency chairman, the regional executives, members of parliament, national executive committee, and the others, who would also vote next week, Saturday, which is August 26th. The focus or the objective is to win both with a landslide victory. And so you can be rest assured that all the effort and energy and work being put in by the Vice President and his team is to win massive.
The Super Delegate Congress or conference is this weekend, this Saturday, and it's obvious that is the final lap for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Boachi Jako Kwabena, Japan, Kennedy, Japan, Dr. Kofi Apreku, Dr. Wusu Free Akuto. I can tell from all indications that the campaign has intensified for all of them. What do you know? Are they done with their campaign? Are they coming back to Accra? And what are the guidelines for the election like on Saturday?
Well, so the polls are on 2 levels. So Saturday's poll would essentially now reduce the number of candidates from 10 to 5. So hopefully by 6 p.m. on Saturday, the number of people who would rightfully be contending to lead the NPP into the 2024 polls will be 5 and not 10. And then on November 4, those 5 will be put before a delegate list of about 200,000 who will now vote and elect the person to lead the NPP into the 2024 polls. So most of them now, and we know that the delegate list for Saturday, just about 961 votes, a fraction of the 200,000. And so when the period, the campaigning began, and when we're following their campaigns, most of them were campaigning to polling agents, electoral area officers, and all those people. Now, these people will not vote on Saturday. And so the intel we are picking from their teams is that they are now doing targeted campaigning. So from last week, our interaction with the team from the vice president come, for instance, he has abandoned his campaign of engaging party faithfuls, polling agents, and now focusing on the people who form the 961 regional chairman, constituency chairman, and some national officers. And so most of them are targeting their campaigns on that level. Again, some of them are moving back to Accra. They've been out of the capital, campaigning in various parts of the country. They are moving back. Dr. Akoto's campaign team indicates to us that they are here to keep their house in order because you need to present your agents for the purpose of the polls. And so they are back here. Most of them are coming back to Accra to do that. And so what we are getting is that from today to Friday, and even perhaps on Saturday morning, before polls begin, more targeted engagements with the 961 who have a say on who makes it to November 4. Now, the polls, as we are being told, will take place at the capital of that region. But in Greater Accra, there will also be a center centers, we have been told. According to the guidelines of the party, they expect the polls to begin at exactly 9 a.m. and close at 1 p.m. This is understandable, 961. And so if everything goes as planned, I'm sure by 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, we should know the 5 who will make it to November 4. Of course, talk about they've made provisions for proxy voting and all these things. But we are told that collation will be done at the Electoral Commission's head office, and then the declaration will be done at the party's headquarters. Now, they want 5 people. They've also put in place modalities where, some of these polls, 10 people, you can get a greater number of the delegates getting 0. And so what happens if you have, say, the first person getting 60%, the second person getting, say, 19%, and the third person getting 21% in the first set? Then you have 3. The others have 0, 0, 0. What do? Then they will do a runoff for the people who have 0.
On that same day?
Well, maybe on that same day, or they will choose another day.
Okay.
If there's a tie, assuming that 2 candidates are fit, they will have to do a runoff for those 2 candidates. And so they've put in place on Saturday, by the end of Saturday, we may know the 5, or perhaps they may have to do another runoff to shore up the number so that they can get the 5. But ultimately, what this poll would deliver is the 5 people who will be put before the November 4 200,000 delegates to elect the NPP's flag bearer for the 2024 elections.
Rightly so. So just follow us here on Citi TV. We will bring you all the updates on this Super Delegates Conference that will be happening this weekend. And also be following keenly what is happening in the various camps of the aspirants and what they've been up to ahead the New Jabwe North and South municipalities are asking government to fix their deplorable roads.
To the Eastern region now, because some residents in New Jabwe North and South municipalities are threatening to their roads in their neighborhoods are made motorable by government. Their threat comes after a group known as Koforidua Development Advocates staged a demonstration to register their displeasure about the poor state of inner roads in Koforidua.
A member of this community, Anyezongo Keke, Efidase, Asokori, Susen, Adan, Jumapo, Nyamikrom, Apenkwan, Agavenya, Agogri, Pipeline, Meet me Bubonia, Jumapo Fonina, Messama Emedese, Baby Amabubonina, your representative Bako, out of Benyawa. Na Mesre, some message me anchor that Yadamo say. Yet the radio soon can before say be a dry man and say obedient. Once the car say Branson and Amson. Ya be ya deal with Roman ye here common road oh my on the asphalt you go so. Say the be a man for back Roma ye for so for the efe. Abua Messi, I'll tell you how say you for radio. Just residency kwa na eko na residency kwa do on my bridge na on come here 3 years in my I said minister ni fear nim kwa watutu Mr. Mo demonstration way ya ba mo be every month baako ko sisi o ma dwen beba ye kwan no so Monica sir ya won so ma da I know more drum and can say more radio. But so, Obi Mouska son of Obi fan and I was hoping to do this demonstration with just 5 people and to notify the world that we are doing a demonstration, 5 people. And the numbers I'm seeing, I'm okay. And you know what? The political elite decided to pay people not to even carry our stories as media houses. We know. We also got stories where people were inciting some thugs to infiltrate and cause mayhem. We know. But the good news is that God knows best. I've prayed to God and asked God that, listen, if it's your will, let this happen and happen peacefully. And this is the most successful demonstration we have ever seen in Australia. Success does not come in numbers. What we have achieved. The message is our roads are bad. Have we been able to communicate it effectively? That is big works from some. Whoever gives a narrative that there's a failure should call himself a failure for not even being here.
So the residents there at the New Jabwe North and South, they are asking for their roads to be fixed. But also residents in Yendi are saying that a contractor there that is on the Tamale Yendi Zabzugu Tatale Road is doing a shoddy work. Let's bring you that insight as well.
The youth group known as Concerned Citizens of Yendi has taken action against Chinese contractors working on the Tamale Yendi Zabzugu Tatale Road. Now, the young activists are accusing the contractors of poor quality work. Instead of constructing new culverts, the This issue is part of a broader problem of deteriorating road conditions across the country, prompting agitation among residents everywhere. The Tamale Yendi Zabzugu Tatale Road is currently under contract and construction work is in progress. Passers-by have expressed dissatisfaction with the visible lack of quality in the work done. The previously bitumen-covered road has been removed and replaced with new bitumen. Notably, the culverts on this road have not been replaced with new ones as expected. Instead, the contractor has chosen to elongate the existing ones. This decision has ignited frustration to halt the contractor's departure from the scene. The youth group is raising questions about the standard of work being executed and is demanding explanations from the contractor. Ibrahim Najimuddin is the public relations officer of the concerned citizens, and he has been sharing insights in an interview with Citi News.
The contractor is, executing the program on a very poor grounds. Poor grounds in the sense that you have come to expand culvert. When the people of Yendi had a view that you are coming to expand the road, only for us to come and see that you are giving us the same quality or the same measurement as you have taken it off. We are asking the rationale behind a contractor taking off a bitumen a technique, an engineer, a consultant on this road. We are asking, why is the contractor not dressing the sideways of the road? We are asking Ghana Highway. When we meet the contractor to tell them, they say this is the design Ghana Highway has given them. And we are saying that the people of Yendi are not satisfied with it. They would not like the reaction, the repercussion that will come with this.
The group's focus is on
just 3 layers of bitumen, 3 layers. Just look at it, and it's peeling off. We by the contractor, and especially Ghana Highway, being the supervisory agency, supervising over this poor nature of work here. So we are sending a signal that the nature of this work we are seeing here, the citizens of Yendi are not satisfied, and we do not want to see them inside in town. They should not extend this to town.
In addition to the youth group's perspective, some community members living along the road have also voiced their concerns to Citi News.
Ka bukubu garagete kan nunum teme binya dini nesum bisha kan sa tinum punya yalla ka ban understand yatwa de dinya sham ka teme fo ka yuna to do in kana to dinun to so tele pan in kana ne to so.
As residents in about deplorable roads, others are complaining about shoddy work being done by contractors. It tells you that I don't really know how the system is being checked, but it tells you that the citizens are now descending and they are monitoring every detail, everything that is being done. Because how would citizens say that this is a shoddy road, go onto the road, pick up bitumen that have been removed from the road, and criticize the action of the contractor, saying that there isn't any consultant on the road and that you are doing a shoddy work? The Ghana Highways Authority must be questioned, the sector ministry must be questioned, and whoever is the contractor on the site must do what is expected of him or her.
I think the two stories, to a large extent, some are challenged when it comes to road issues now. The Kovoridia story that we played. So the number of communities within the New Jabe municipalities whose roads have not been done, and then the say main Koforidia roads, they are re-asphalting them. We know that those asphalting overlaying are actually part of the road design and very important. Recently, there were similar issues about why we are asphalting places like the East Legon roads, which appear to be in good shape, when within that same constituency there are certain areas where the roads are bad, or you just move further and hit the Domi Kwabinya constituency. to want to tilt towards the fact that there seems to be some form of discrimination when it comes to policy prioritization and where we put emphasis on. And sometimes we do not necessarily do the work because we have to do it, but because we want it to look as though we are working. And so when you make the main Koforidua roads good, and people come to Koforidua and they do not go to the Zongo areas and the other areas that they talked about, the people will think as though roads in that municipality are in good shape. Again, talk about Tatale. This is something we've talked about on countless occasions. The road minister have on several occasions even spoken about it, and he's actually threatened to
terminate some contracts.
To terminate contracts.
That's what got in the name.
To terminate some contracts and to hold persons within his ministry and within the highway authority who undertake some of these activities liable for their actions. I think that it is high time we see more of these, because you drive across the capital and you see a new road. I mean, a road that I'm surprised about that it's a Doblo road. Oh. And the lead to the 2020 general election. Now, this road was constructed. Philip, if you use that road today, you would never believe that they've ever put. You would never believe. Same thing, Kwabenya, from the Atomic Junction, moving towards Kwabenya to the Brekusu Road. It used to be third road. And then all of a sudden, Charlie, everything goes off and people have to protest again.
It's actually the maintenance, but we don't know. I'm sure the stakeholders, he will terminate. Let's still see what cases. Management of Sunyani Technical University in the Bono region initiates steps to increase number of female students studying engineering programs in the institution. Kindly stay with us. We'll be back with more stories.
Traders who sell compact.
Finally, anyone. Chance of winning a easy to play. Wait for the end of the game to enjoy the win. Anyone can win. Flip it or own it. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Play responsibly, not for persons below 18 years, and gaming can be addictive.
Welcome back. This is CNR Extra here on Citi TV. Let's bring you some more stories. And prolonged darkness along the Peduasa Mensa Road has been attributed to cable theft by the Ekuapem South Municipal Assembly. Let's bring that insert.
Traders who sell compact discs, CDs and cassettes have been moved. Compact discs, CDs and cassettes have been more low sales.
Certainly bring you that story on the Ekuapem South Municipal Assembly, saying that the darkness along the Peduase Imensa Road has been attributed to cable death. That particular issue has been on for some time because of the darkness along that stretch. I believe when you are traveling on that stretch, and it's not only on that stretch, other parts in the capital. Yesterday, for instance, I was driving and I was asking myself, is it my light that isn't that high or that?
No.
But let's bring you that inset on the Pediasa Imensa Road, and right after we have a conversation on that.
Now, the Kwapim South Municipal Assembly's in the Ghana ECG in the municipality replace who mostly operate at night, an activity the Assembly is alluding to be the reason the street lights are not functioning on the Pediasi-Ahimesa stretch. Citi News' Neoni Amate Kanaku took a drive on the stretch to find out what drivers and travelers go through at night when using the stretch.
On the Ahimesa Pediasi stretch at night has become increasingly dangerous for motorists and pedestrians alike due to the malfunctioning street lights. It is almost 6 p.m. and visibility on the Ahimesa to Pediasi stretch is extremely poor. Out of the 120 street lights on the 5-kilometer road, the only functional street lights are predominantly concentrated just in front of the Pediasi Presidential Lodge where security is prioritized. This lack of visibility is posing a serious threat to road users, particularly due to the road's curvy nature and regular rockfalls which have been blamed on housing development on the hill. Some motorists who declined talking to cameras were concerned about the seemingly lack of interest on the part of the local assembly and the Ghana Highway Authority to fix the problem. James Abugri is the head of planning at the Kwapim South Municipal Assembly, and he attributes the continuous darkness on the Pediasi-Ahimesa stretch to phenomenon of cable theft.
So over the years, we have been replacing these street lights that are broken down or that are out of use. That is, we get new ones to replace them. Those that need just chokes to replace, the assembly provides same, and in collaboration with ECG, the assembly members at the community level, to replace some of these broken down street lights. We happen to see that people cut some of the road falling off. Some of them you go and you see that wires are hanging, and these wires are supposed to serve light to the street bulbs for them to brighten in the night. And so it's a big issue for us in that people deliberately will just go and cut these wires. And so whatever you do by way of replacing broken down street bulbs, you are not able to brighten the place because the wires are not connected. And so that is one challenge we have.
The Ahimesa Pediasi stretch is a vital section of the National Route 4 and 4, which commences at the Etetekwashi interchange in Accra and traverse through Adenta, Pediasi, Ebri, Koforidua and Asokori before joining the Accra-Kumasi Road N6 at Bunsu in the eastern region. Spanning approximately 110 kilometers, this trunk road serves as an alternative route from Accra to Kumasi and connects to numerous communities, markets, schools, and tourist sites in the eastern region. Engineer Abdullah Mahama, a road and building consultant who also supervised the construction of the Ahimesa Pediasi Road, explains the danger in having malfunctioning street lights on that stretch.
Talk of East Legon, Adenta, Medina, Ahimesa, Abokobi, Teman, and portions of Dodua or Adringano, all those areas. It connects them to the eastern region in a very short distance, to Ebri, to Manfe, to Mampong, to Ekropon, that connects you to Somanya and beyond. And they can still connect you from Manfe to the eastern region, as Koforidua, and even to the Ashanti region. So that area plays a significant role in connecting part of Accra to the eastern part of the country. So it's only proper that the agencies who are supposed to ensure that these street lights are functioning come and make sure that they are installed and start to function, so that we would have less risk driving on that side of the road in the night. One of the importance is that the road is a dual carriage, so there's no any head-on collision that would have happened or occur on that side of the road. But the curvy nature of that area need the light to enhance on visibility and riding quality. So the agencies, ECG and Ministry of Energy, all the assemblies, any institution which is supposed to ensure that this is addressed must do that, and other roads who are in kind of darkness in the evenings. I think this is what we have to do moving forward as a country.
The Equiapem South Municipal Assembly wants the police to immediately intensify surveillance and get the cable theft criminals arrested.
The challenge and the concern, because these are facilities provided for public good and for public use, and miscreants would come, would just cut them and either go and sell, or they just cut them down, we don't know. So we have alerted the police, and the police has been working on it. But the funny thing is that they do some of these things mostly in the night. And so you are unable to be able to get hold of them for the law to deal with them. So it now behoves on all of us as citizens of this country that when you see anybody doing such an illegal act on our poles, you quickly even have to effect citizen arrest. We don't even need to wait for the police.
So everywhere is virtually dark, especially when it's at night. You are unable to see ahead of you when you're driving. This is very chaotic. This is very worrying for a lot of most motorists, and you can't tell what really is going on, because the assembly from Equiapem side is now attributing this to the theft of cables. Other issues are traffic lights are not working, among other issues.
I mean, if you initially indicated that various parts of the capital, if you use the Pokwase interchange towards Awoshi, you go 200 meters, the street lights are working, but pretty much after that, about 3 or 6 kilometers drive till you hit the Ablekuma curve.
It's not working.
The street lights are not working. I can't speak much about the Achimota Road, because they are working on that lane towards Amasaman.
The traffic, the street lights are into working. The last time I checked,
the last time you used
some parts work, others you do not find the street lights working. The issue is, I don't know whether the monitoring is the problem.
So
or
the last time I tried doing a story on that, one explanation that I got was that, so the street lights are under various managements, and so they are, so a particular road, for instance, if you take the Awoshi Pokwase road, for instance, part of it falls under the authority of the assembly. Others are under the Millennium Compact arrangement. Others too fall under highway authority. And so often than not, when you even ask questions, it becomes a blame game of a sort, or go and see this authority, speak to this person, do that, and it appears as though everybody will be checking their responsibility in one way or the other. Of course, we can also understand the problem of theft, and it happens. It happens. Talk about theft, talk about accident that destroys some of the poles that are used for the street lights. But essentially, I don't think that is enough reason if you really care about the safety of the people and motorists. I mean, look at the particular stretch that we are talking about. Look at how a lot of people use that road for either economic reasons, for recreational reasons, and the curvy nature of that road. To drive on that road at night with no street light is scary, very scary, and it's important that authorities will have to step in and do the needful.
at least it shouldn't be that we always have to talk about these issues. At least if the authorities, under the street lights managed by the Ministry of Energy, and the assemblies are also having some supervisory roles. They are also doing in the traffic lights managed by the Roads Ministry, under the urban roads, and all that issues here and there, at least is being managed by sector ministries and the various agencies and departments must check what is happening on the road. Away from this story, and management of Sunyani Technical University in the Bono region has initiated steps to increase the number of female students studying engineering programs in the institution. Let's bring you that insight.
Management of the Sunyani Technical University in the Bono region has initiated steps to increase the number of female students studying engineering programs in the institution. The school has received a major boost with the setup of an ultra-modern workshop to help in the teaching of engineering programs. Citi News' Michael Saponinfum reports.
The disparity between male and female enrollment in engineering programs at Sunyani Technical University continues to expand with each passing academic year. Nevertheless, the university's administration has taken proactive measures to enhance the enrollment of female students in engineering disciplines. The Dean of Faculty of Engineering, Dr. Julius Caesar Poza, has been throwing more light on interventions to encourage females to study engineering programs in the institution.
Actually, there is a gap between male and female population within the Faculty of Engineering, a very huge gap. As we speak currently, the female population within the faculty is about 3% of the total school population or the faculty population. And due to that, the university, through the management, came out with a policy that Professor Engineer Kojo Apia, that is the VC, took it upon himself and management that female students within the faculty in the 2023-2024 academic year will be given a 20% reduction in their school fees, so that it will encourage female students within the faculty to be able to engage in engineering course or to study engineering programs within the faculty. Secondly, all female students within the faculty are given equal opportunities as that of males, and in some instances, preference is even given to female students to encourage them to practice their engineering practice within the university. And as you can testify, when you went around some of our labs, you saw that some of our female engineers or engineering students were fully engaged in designing and innovative projects that have been undertaken by the faculty. So we are encouraging more students, especially females, to really come to STU and then experience the vast resources that we have that can encourage female participation in engineering.
2 female engineering students have been speaking to Citi News on why they opted for the engineering program.
Yeah, actually, engineering is my passion. And if you see, always it's like it is men that are doing engineering. But I thought it's wiser, since you can see now around the world is electrical and electronics. Everything is based on that field. So that's what motivated me to come into the field of electrical.
So good steps there by the management of the Sunyani Technical University, at least when you have a lot more females entering into the engineering field, is going to help. We know that that's like a male-dominated sector or something, but it's very interesting that you'd find ladies entering into that field, because when you go to a place like the mines, you see the ladies in charge, fully in charge. You go to like the construction fields, you see the women in charge and all that. It's just fascinating.
I mean, I think it's a good work that is being done by the university, trying as much as possible to draw female applicants to the field. But essentially also, I think that we should look at the basics of it and expose not only females, but a lot of young people to engineering and the practical ideas of engineering, even at a very young age, so that when in making career choices, they'll be guided by so. And this will be by actively inculcating these career fairs in our educational system, not only in the private schools, but also in the public schools, and also to make sure that we demystify the concept about how science education is difficult and how difficult math is. Of course, I mean, to be realistic, I had some few friends who studied engineering in school. And of course, it wasn't an easy one.
Yeah, not at
but
all.
no course it's an easy one, yes. And so, yes, they can do it. Yes, they'll be able to do it. And we need to create the platform, the opportunities for them to be able to access education as such. And I think that it's important that we strive to a world of equality, a world of opportunities for everybody, notwithstanding who you are, whether you're male, you're female, whether you are black or you're white. You should be able to have same opportunities and achieve what you want to do.
Rightly so. The question I want to ask you, do you have a DVD player? Do you have a VCD player? Do you have a cassette player? If you do not, then you are really worried the business of these DVD or the CD or the cassette sellers, because they are saying that their business isn't booming because of low patronage. Let's bring you that insight.
Traders who sell compact discs, CDs and cassettes have bemoaned low sales and the seemingly extinction of the CDs and cassettes industry. Now, they attribute this development to the emergence of digital streaming and downloading platforms. The following report assesses how businesses in this field are coping.
The entertainment and media industry has gone through several transformations over the years, from print media to television and film, and now streaming services. The industry has seen significant growth and development. In the 90s and early 2000s, cassette tapes and video deck were very fashionable, which led to the booming CDs and cassettes business across the country. The advent of the Kumawood movies complemented the high peak of business for producers, distributors, and sales outlets. But is the narrative same? The news team visited some selected outlets to explore the cassette and CD business. I interacted with some owners of these sales points, and they say the industry is recording very low patronage as a result of the digital age.
I started 7 CDs there about 15 years. But those times, ne move. No more to see this bar, no pen drive, no harm, my near top. I said, the sales in a coffin. So we about CDs in there, no boy in your ding. And the okay pen drive now, they are democrat, no boy ding. But as I say, now, go for neat machines no more the bone, or more year use to be all crown or bars, and mean your biank, my quackable. But only machine or bubble. And Muna can be a ma netron, a coffin.
And then I can say, dear, I'm sure, and I'm a forecast, say, a computer word. You see, computer and I buy and I'm a signature in watching you know. And she am quite say, I can't. And if you are here once, I say, as soon do be happy, we do her do pen drive number, but money pen drive now on pet. We do our money CD on pet. And today,
for Sechi Akumia, he believes that despite the challenges associated with low sales, a motivation from the music and movie awards organizers could keep the few who have decided to remain in this business to have the urge to stay on.
This is painful homework, because I say music industry. What's up? Rexo Mama, I don't know also. And a difference by three. Someone who take steps. Now you are grassroots in there. Into me, beginning they take us like dust under the carpet. No more. Into my retailers no. bebreja no me who clip is I believe ask yourself say I am music award 22 years ni na award offense cassette seller sorry award cassette seller just hand Ghana encourage bi because at the end of the day no here na yam edwanu koso na de bia na music award retailers no nti ono onye force bia na akoton no wejaton.
Citi News interacted with the general public to find out how they also enjoy music and movies in this present day.
Oh, I've downloaded Boomplay on my phone. So if I buy data, I can look for any song that I like. Any song. If the song comes today, I'll get it at Boomplay. So that's how I've been having my music on. I was having a CD decks, but now because of I don't like CDs again, I've given it to someone else. So I'm now using the new ones that are in the Wi-Fi and that kind of thing. That's what I'm using.
I don't remember the last time I bought a CD or a cassette. And about how I enjoy my movies, I download and I watch on my phone.
Honestly, I don't remember the last time I bought CD or cassette. If I want to watch movie, I just turn on my telly because there is a lot of channels showing nice movies. It's better than buying CD or cassette.
This particular stretch of the Kantamonto market used to be a haven for the sales and distribution of CDs and cassettes. But due to the low patronage of these items, some of the shops have folded up, giving way for eatery joints, saloons, and tailoring shops. Maybe the next time you may want to consider a form of entertainment, you may want to choose to patronize a CD or a cassette. Reporting for Citi News, I am Emmanuel Opon.
So interesting one there. When last did you use some? Hans, when last did you use some?
I can't remember.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
You don't have a CD player?
I don't. I can't remember. It's been a very long time.
Well, you have to do Sankofa.
Yeah. I think it's going to be difficult. It's one of the hard truths that ought to be told. The world has advanced. There have been better ways of doing things. And even the artists themselves have found these streaming platforms more profitable than going back to these traditional modes of distributing their music and movies. And so, I think it's a hard truth. They should think around it, perhaps upgrade their business or, if possible, diversify. But I'm not.
But there was a time I worked with one foreigner who came to Ghana to do one or two things, and she actually bought the very big one, the CD, the very big one.
There are those there are people who are collectors. You get it?
I think she went, she took it away.
There are people who are collectors who just want to have every bit of everything, but that is not even up to 1% of your market. Your market target, and so it's a hard truth. But
I'm sure. Look, something will be done about their industry, the CD, the cassette industry, so that they'll see how best they can also be making money. But this is how we end today's edition of CNR Extra here on Citi TV. My name is Philip Nilachi. I did this with Hansen Ajman. Many thanks for your time, as always, and keep watching Citi TV.